Have you noticed that someone you love has begun to show small, worrying changes over the past year? Many of us assume that death in old age happens suddenly, as though it comes out of nowhere. But the truth is far more intricate. Our bodies, in their quiet wisdom, often send subtle signals, sometimes months, even a full year, before life reaches its final stage. The challenge is that these signals are so gradual and appear so insignificant at first that we easily dismiss them. Only later, when we reflect on our memories, do we realize that the clues were present all along. By that time, however, it may be too late to prepare properly or to fully cherish those last precious moments. Today, I want to share with you 5 key signs that frequently emerge during the final year of life. These changes might be mistaken for normal effects of aging, yet they often indicate a deeper, gradual decline in the body's overall functioning. Recognizing these signals early not only helps you better understand what's happening, but also gives you the opportunity to provide compassionate care, ensuring that your loved one's final days are filled with comfort, dignity, and peace. Let's begin with the first sign: unintentional weight loss. Perhaps you've observed that your loved one's belt now seems tighter, or that their clothes hang looser than before. You might have also noticed that a once hearty appetite has gradually faded away. It is all too easy to attribute these observations to the natural process of getting older. However, when weight drops off without any deliberate effort, it is rarely a positive sign. In many cases, the body may no longer be absorbing nutrients as effectively as it once did. Over time, this can lead to a loss of muscle mass and a general slowdown in vital functions. Although some muscle loss is inevitable with aging, a rapid decline in strength often signals that something more significant is occurring. For instance, the digestive system may be struggling to process food properly, or the body may have become less efficient at utilizing protein. Both of these scenarios result in marked muscle weakness, which not only makes everyday activities more challenging, but also increases the risk of falls, compromises the immune system, and leaves the individual more vulnerable to infections. Alongside weight loss, a change in appetite is also common. Many older adults no longer experience the same hunger they once did. Their sense of taste can diminish, making food less appealing, and they might begin to skip meals or eat only in very small portions. This isn't simply a matter of personal preference. It's a natural change that signals the body's reduced need for energy as it slows down. With fewer hunger cues coming from the brain, energy levels begin to decline steadily, leading to an overall deterioration in strength and health. Moreover, underlying conditions such as cancer, heart failure, kidney disease, depression, or even early signs of memory loss can further contribute to this reduced appetite. These illnesses often develop gradually, with subtle symptoms emerging long before a formal diagnosis is made. When families try to address the issue by offering more food or supplementing meals with protein shakes, it's important to understand that the problem is not solely nutritional. It's the body sending a clear message that it is preparing. At this point, urging your loved one to eat more or forcing them to finish large meals might be counterproductive. Instead, the focus should shift to ensuring comfort and preserving quality of life. Offering easy-to-digest foods, keeping them well hydrated, and creating an environment where mealtimes become a comforting, familiar ritual can make all the difference. If you notice significant weight loss accompanied by a diminished appetite, loss of strength, and reduced activity levels, consider these as clear signs that their body is trying to communicate something important. This isn't just about physical appearance. It's a call to listen carefully to the body's signals so that you can make decisions with clarity, compassion, and an unwavering focus on cherishing every remaining moment together. The second sign to consider is overwhelming, persistent fatigue that does not improve with rest. This is not the normal tiredness one might feel after a busy day. It is a deep, all-encompassing exhaustion that makes even the simplest tasks seem nearly impossible. Imagine a day when getting out of bed feels like climbing a mountain, when walking across the room requires every bit of strength you have, and when routine activities, such as preparing a meal, dressing, or even engaging in a brief conversation, feel utterly draining. This isn't merely a symptom of aging, it is the body's way of conserving its diminishing energy. As the organs begin to slow down, the body naturally prioritizes only the most essential functions. The heart may no longer pump with the same intensity, circulation may weaken, and the muscles might not receive the oxygen they need to operate at full capacity. During these final months, many elderly individuals find themselves feeling weak, unsteady, and unable to maintain the active routines they once cherished. A slowdown in metabolism only exacerbates this profound fatigue. The body, which was once built to generate and expend energy in abundance, now shifts its focus towards conservation. Instead of channeling energy into physical activity, the body diverts it to support only the core functions necessary for survival. As a result, your loved one might begin to sleep more during the day, taking long naps or even struggling to remain awake during quiet moments. Energy levels may fluctuate dramatically. One moment they might seem relatively alert, and the next completely drained. This pervasive fatigue takes a heavy toll not only on the body, but also on the spirit. Many seniors who once prided themselves on their independence begin to feel frustrated or even embarrassed by their inability to perform tasks that were once second nature. They may gradually withdraw from social interactions, avoid family gatherings, or even give up on hobbies they once enjoyed, not because they have lost interest, but simply because they no longer have the energy. This cycle of isolation can accelerate the overall decline, and for family members, watching a once vibrant and active loved one become withdrawn and listless is among the most heart-wrenching experiences imaginable. It is all too easy to mistakenly interpret this behavior as laziness or a lack of motivation, but urging or forcing them to be more active can only worsen their condition. The most compassionate approach is to recognize and respect their limits, allow them the rest they need, and focus on making their remaining days as comfortable and filled with love as possible. In these moments, what matters most is not the number of tasks they can complete, but the quality of care, attention. Another key sign that may appear as life nears its end is a noticeable decline in mental clarity. Someone who was once sharp and fully engaged in life may begin to show signs of confusion or forgetfulness. You might notice that they occasionally repeat themselves, struggle to follow a conversation, or seem disoriented even in familiar surroundings. At first, these lapses may appear to be mere forgetfulness, a natural part of aging. However, as time passes, they become more pronounced. This is not simply normal forgetfulness. It is a sign that the brain, like every other organ, requires a steady supply of oxygen and nutrients to function properly. As blood flow decreases and oxygen levels drop, the brain's capacity for clear thought diminishes. You might witness moments of clarity intermingled with periods when everything seems to fade away, as if the mind is gradually slipping in and out of focus. Along with these cognitive changes comes emotional withdrawal. A person nearing the end of life might lose interest in interacting with others. They may speak less, withdraw from family and friends, or simply choose to sit in silence for extended periods. It isn't that they no longer care about those around them. Rather, their brain is no longer processing emotions and social cues in the same way it once did. Environments that were once comforting can suddenly become overwhelming. A noisy room or a crowded gathering may feel unbearable. Some individuals might also experience shifts in their mood, becoming more easily irritated, anxious, or frustrated, while others appear unusually calm or detached. These changes do not signify a complete personality shift. Instead, they are a natural progression as both body and mind gradually decline. For those caring for a loved one, Witnessing these mental and emotional changes is one of the most challenging aspects of the journey. It can feel as if you are slowly losing the person you once knew, even before their physical departure. In these moments, the best you can do is simply be present, offer gentle reassurances, provide a comforting touch, or share a quiet moment together. If you notice that your loved one is becoming increasingly confused, forgetful, or withdrawn, please view these changes as clear signals that both their body and mind are preparing for their final journey. In such times, patience, tenderness, and creating a familiar, comforting environment are essential to ensuring that they feel safe, loved. The fourth sign involves an increase in infections and the slow healing of wounds. As the body's systems begin to wind down, the immune system weakens, leaving your loved one more susceptible to illnesses. You may observe that someone who rarely fell ill now seems to catch every cold, flu, or minor infection that comes their way. Conditions that once appeared trivial can now take much longer to resolve, and even small cuts or bruises might linger, taking an unusually long time to heal. These changes are not coincidental. They are clear indicators that the body is no longer capable of repairing and defending itself as effectively as it once did. Frequent infections are particularly concerning. Pneumonia, urinary tract infections, skin infections, and even oral infections become more common as the immune system deteriorates. While families might initially view these as isolated incidents, if they occur repeatedly, or if recovery is significantly delayed, it is a strong signal that the body's natural defenses are failing. Treatments that once worked quickly, such as antibiotics, may now require higher doses or longer courses of therapy. As the organs weaken and circulation slows, the body's ability to respond to these treatments diminishes noticeably. Moreover, it's important to pay attention to how wounds behave. Small scratches or bruises that would normally heal within days may persist or even reopen, suggesting that circulation is compromised. When blood flow is restricted, essential oxygen and nutrients cannot reach the skin and tissues effectively, leading to delayed healing. For those who are less mobile, the risk of developing bed sores increases dramatically. These pressure ulcers can quickly become dangerous if not managed carefully. In the final stages of life, infections might not always present with the classic symptoms we expect, such as a high fever. Instead, the first indications might be subtle, a slight decline in mental clarity, or a general sense of lethargy and disinterest in food. Recognizing these changes early allows you to shift your focus from aggressive treatment to providing gentle comfort and support, ensuring that your loved one experiences as little discomfort as possible. Finally, let's consider the fifth sign: alterations in breathing and circulation. As the body nears its final stage, you may observe that your loved one's breathing pattern begins to change noticeably. Perhaps their breathing becomes slower or shallower than it once was, or you might notice moments when they pause between breaths. In some cases, the pattern may become irregular, sometimes speeding up, then slowing down again. There is a phenomenon known as Cheney-Stokes respiration, in which deep, rapid breaths alternate with long pauses. Although these changes might be subtle initially, they tend to become more pronounced over time. Along with these changes in breathing, alterations in circulation are also common. You might notice that your loved one's hands, feet, or even parts of their face feel unusually cold, and that their skin takes on a pale, bluish, or mottled appearance, especially around the extremities. This occurs because, as the body prepares for its final moments, it diverts energy and blood flow primarily to vital organs while reducing circulation to less critical areas. Even if your loved one once moved with ease, they may now experience shortness of breath with even minimal exertion. Fluid can accumulate in the lungs, leading to a persistent cough, gurgling sounds when breathing, or a sensation of tightness in the chest. Although these symptoms might be mistaken for a common cold or minor congestion, in the context of end-of-life changes, they are significant signals that the body is conserving energy for it. For families, witnessing these shifts in breathing and circulation can be profoundly distressing. It is natural to want to help, to encourage deeper breaths, or to worry that something dire is happening. However, more often than not, these changes are simply the body's way of preparing for its inevitable transition. While it might not be possible to completely reverse these alterations, you can take measures to ease your loved one's discomfort. Simple steps, such as keeping the room cool, using a humidifier to add moisture to the air, or offering small sips of water, can help alleviate some of the distress. In certain cases, medications or oxygen therapy may provide additional relief, but the overall goal should always be to create a peaceful, comfortable environment where your loved one feels secure and cared for. When you reflect on all of these signs, the unintentional weight loss, the overwhelming fatigue, the decline in mental clarity combined with emotional withdrawal, the increase in infections and slow healing wounds, and the changes in breathing and circulation, it becomes evident that these are not abrupt heralds of death. Rather, they are gentle signals from a body preparing for its final journey. They are not meant to instill fear. Instead, they serve as a poignant reminder to cherish every moment we have together. Recognizing these signals early empowers you to make informed, compassionate decisions about care, shifting your focus from fighting an inevitable transition to enhancing the quality of life for your loved one during their remaining days. I understand that facing these signs and contemplating their meaning can be incredibly difficult. It forces us to confront the fragile nature of life and to accept that our time with those we cherish is limited. Yet, it is precisely in this acceptance that we discover what truly matters, not the number of days we have, but the quality of every shared moment. By paying close attention to these subtle signals, you are better prepared to offer comfort, care, and dignity when they are needed most. Please remember that you are not alone on this journey. Many families have faced similar challenges, and although the path is never easy, understanding what to expect can help you find strength, patience, and ultimately, peace. Every small change, every quiet signal is a call to be more present, to offer more compassion, and to ensure that every moment is cherished, because every memory is precious. Before I conclude, I would like to ask you a question. Have you noticed any of these signs in someone you love? If so, how did you respond, or how do you plan to respond with kindness and care? I invite you to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your insights are invaluable and can help build a supportive community for anyone facing similar challenges. If you found this message helpful, please consider liking this video, subscribing for more content, and sharing it with anyone who might benefit from this information. Every like, every comment, and every share helps us continue to create content that informs, inspires, and supports those navigating these difficult moments. It isn't about fighting the inevitable. It's about embracing it with open hearts, cherishing every small moment, and providing as much comfort as possible. Thank you for taking the time to listen and reflect on these insights today. I sincerely hope that what I have shared helps you feel more prepared, more compassionate, and more at peace as you care for your loved ones during these challenging times. Life is a precious gift, and even as it nears its end, every moment holds immeasurable value. Cherish every smile, every word, and every silent moment of understanding. The love you share is what makes each day truly worth. Once again, I invite you to share in the comments. What is one small change you have noticed in a loved one recently? And how do you plan to respond with empathy and care? Your story matters, and by sharing it, you might offer the comfort someone else needs to hear. Thank you for joining me today and for being part of this journey. Your support means the world to me, and together we can ensure that every remaining moment is filled with dignity, compassion, and love. Hold your loved ones close, treasure every memory, and always remember that our capacity to care and to love is our greatest strength, even in the face of life's inevitable transitions. May you find strength in the love you share and comfort in every gentle moment. Every act of kindness, every smile, and every loving gesture creates a memory that endures even during the hardest times. I look forward to reading your comments and learning from your experiences. Until next time, take care of yourself and those you love, and remember that even as our bodies send quiet warnings, our hearts have the power to light the way through the darkness. Thank you for listening, thank you for sharing, and thank you for caring. Every moment counts, every memory matters, and every act of love is a beacon of hope. Stay strong, be kind, and know that you are never alone on this journey. Let each day be a celebration of togetherness, and every shared smile a reminder that love endures beyond any challenge. As you move forward, may every small gesture of care, every comforting word, and every moment of closeness serve as a reminder that even when faced with life's most difficult transitions, our love remains our guiding light. Remember, it is not the length of our days that matters, but the depth of the connections we nurture and the memories we create. Thank you once again for joining me today. I hope this message resonates with you and provides some solace, understanding, and hope. Please take care of your loved ones, hold them a little closer, and cherish every moment you share. Your compassion and willingness to care make all the difference. Until next time, stay strong and remember that every day is an opportunity to show